Is there an ideal time where someone should do something like this?
If you've got any assets in the UAE, you should have already done a will. When should someone go for a health check? Why wait until something happens or you've got an illness? You should do a will straight away. You've worked all your life, you've accumulated these funds. If you are exposed to inheritance tax, the biggest beneficiary of your estate is going to be HMRC.
No.
40%, very affluent gentleman, lives in Nairobi. He's done exceptionally well, been living there 25 years, senior banker. And he said, I'm so glad that we've met today. I said, go on. He said, my best friend, same age, went to school, passed away literally a week ago, 60 years of age, gone straight away.
Almost drives me crazy. This is preventable. If you see a lung cancer on an X-ray, the chance of survival is about 5%. If you see it on a CT, the chance is 95%.
He's 49 years of age, had already had a stent put in. We managed to get him rated and underwritten actually. So we were delighted about that. This is last year. He had another heart attack.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wealth of Health podcast. My name is Ahmed. I'm the Chief Executive of Echelon Health. You're probably used to us filming from our offices on Harley Street in London, but today we are filming from Dubai in the United Arab Emirates, a country that decided to put preventative health at the core of its agenda for many years to come. That's why it was very important for Echelon to be here. We have been now operating in Dubai for the last 3-4 months, offering our preventative health assessments. And it was very important for us as well to understand what does putting preventative health at the core of your agenda means for various industries. So in this mini-series, we will be interviewing a lot of opinion shapers, if you would, from various industries and understand on the practical side, how can preventative health in general be part of their industry. Today, I'm speaking with Sean Millensted, the director of Kingsman Associate. Sean, lovely to meet you.
Ahmed, it's a pleasure. Thank you actually for inviting us.
No, it's a pleasure, and thank you for being here. Would you like to tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yes, certainly. And thank you for the opportunity again. Kingsman Associate was established approximately 2.5 years ago. We have 3 lines to our business, which is wills for clients here and also in the UK. We do inheritance tax planning to help clients mitigate the inheritance tax for them, especially if they've still got assets back in the UK. And we also do succession planning for high net worth clients all around the world. So those are our 3 parts of our business. As you can tell from the grey hair, I've been in the insurance industry for over 30 years now.
Wow.
So 2.5 years ago, decided to set up my own consultancy business. So we have 3 full-time will drafters. We have a legal paralegal from the UK now, and my brother's just recently joined us as well. So
Fantastic.
it's a very tight-knit firm. Yep, and we also work with outside partners as well.
Great. And I always find this fascinating. Is there an ideal time? Because what you do is really future-proofing and future protection for legacy and family and individual, themselves. But is there an ideal time where someone should do something like this?
That's a good question. And I'm just going to quickly revert it back. And by the way, this isn't prep. So if you've got any assets in the UAE, you should have already done a will.
I should have already done a will.
Already done a will.
So I'm already late.
Well, it's never. We're still alive, right?
Yes,
we're still got a pulse. We're still here, so it's great.
Okay.
But yeah, as soon as a client has meaningful assets, they should do a will wherever they're based. It's never too early to start. Equally, if a client's got children, especially in the UAE, they should think about the guardianship. The guardianship is especially important out here in the UAE. Equally, we believe, and this is our own thoughts, wherever clients have assets globally, they should have a separate will in that jurisdiction.
Right.
The wills here, half it needs to be in Arabic, half it needs to be in English. There's 5 mandatory points. We provide an online consultation for clients. So the answer to your question is start planning as soon as you can. It's like with health. You need to look after your health all the way along the journey.
And do you find that this is what people do? They plan at the right time, or are they mostly late in their plans?
Unfortunately, it's the latter one.
Right. Why is that, do you think?
How long do you think we're going to live?
Honestly, I have no idea.
But do you think we're going to pass away tomorrow, the next day? Probably not. And a lot of clients think in their mind, you know what, I'll do this tomorrow. I'm fit, I'm healthy, I'm happy. What do we need to do now? And actually, that's the time when it needs to be done.
Right.
So when should someone go for a health check? Actually, why not do it when you're healthy? Why wait until something happens or you've got an illness? A lot of it can be preventative, and it's the same with planning.
Yes.
You should do a will straight away. You should do succession planning as soon as you've got meaningful assets, and inheritance tax as soon as you get an exposure to, let's say, UK inheritance tax, which is at 40%, or wealth tax. Wealth tax is up to 50% in France and across Europe. So anytime.
Wow. And do you find that sometimes a massive health episode kind of derails those plans for people?
It's a massive wake-up call.
So you've experienced this yourself with some of your clients or potential clients?
Yeah, absolutely. It's often not. It's the trigger. Oh, sugar! Look what's happened to my best friend. So I'll go back to a case. We were in Africa about 3 weeks ago now, and I saw a gentleman there that I've been speaking to for the last 9 months. Gets it, understands it. Was it at the top of his priorities when we spoke? No. Does he need it? Yes. Very affluent gentleman. Lives in Nairobi. He's done exceptionally well. Been living there 25 years. Senior banker. And he said, I'm so glad that we've met today. I said, go on. He said, my best friend, same age, went to school, passed away literally a week ago, 60 years of age, gone straight away.
Wow.
Fit as anything. So when, as we call it at Kingsman, when the stairs to heaven, when they call us,
Yes.
that's it, our time's up. But you can do an awful lot to prevent that. And that's why sooner rather than later, generally.
It's actually very interesting, the similarities between how people think about future planning with you, like the will writing, the preservation of legacy, and in being conscientious about the inheritance and what's going to happen to it. Also, when it comes to their health, most drivers for clients coming to us is, my best friend just had a massive heart attack. This is the most common reason for people. Very few people actually come to us and say, I'd like to see how healthy I am really. I mean, it's usually, I'll tell you what, it's usually when they're about to start a new chapter.
Yes.
Entrepreneur, just sold a business.
Yep.
I want to make sure, establish a proper baseline for my health for the next 30 years.
Totally.
All the way to, I'm taking my parents on a 1-year sailing holiday.
Wow.
And I want to make sure that my parents are healthy for the next year.
Just for the year.
Just for the while, at least for the next year, because they're going to be at sea.
Yeah.
But in a way, that's how it is. We are in our daily lives. We are kind of at sea. So when it's no more or less risk than walking, crossing a road, or just living your normal daily life.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to inheritance and planning inheritance, what are the key elements for people to consider?
It's funny enough because, as a rule of thumb, when you sit around a dining room table, you're recommended, shall we say, not to talk about religion, not to talk about politics,
Yes,
and not to talk about money. Now, I would kind of question the latter one there on the money and say, you might be worthwhile considering talking about, especially with inheritance tax or wealth tax. The reason is, can I ask Ahmed, we've only just recently met, how many children have you got?
none.
Okay.
I opted out.
You've saved yourself a fortune.
Sorry.
But you're still young, so that might come later on.
Maybe. We'll
Absolutely. So as a rule of thumb,
Yes.
You've got 2 children. And who's going to be the biggest beneficiary, do you think, of your estate if you do no planning at all?
I know my children.
You would think so, wouldn't you?
Yes.
So you've worked all your life. You've accumulated these funds. If you are exposed to inheritance tax, the biggest beneficiary of your estate is going to be HMRC.
No.
40%. So there's a nil rate ban, which is taken into account.
Right.
And then you've got 2 children. So HMRC take 40%. And your 2 children that you've worked all your life for have now been left with 30%
30% each.
Correct.
Okay. I don't know what to say about that, but okay.
But again,
It's
the
incredible.
key is just absolute planning. Have a chat with somebody. Have a conversation with somebody. What can I do to try and help and mitigate that? And there are structures, there's trust, there's foundations, there's life policies, which are all available. But yeah, it's 40%. And the biggest issue to this as well is that people think, okay, it's 40%. Some people still now think, well, fine, I've created my wealth. I'll let my children sort it out. The biggest issue is it's the liquidity. So now you leave, let's say you've got a 10 million estate, you take off the nil rate band. Let's say it's 4 million going to go payable to HMRC. Out of that 4 million, it needs to be paid within 6 months of the date of that person passing away by the estate. Now you've left your children this amount of money. Have they got 4 million to write a check out today to HMRC? So now there's a bigger problem. Probably not. And that's 90% of all clients. The children haven't got the funds and haven't got the cash and liquidity. So again, there are structures and there are things you can do to help provide that and put that in place. But the key to this is just nothing, no rocket science. It's just one word, which is just planning.
Unbelievable. Okay, and I want to move the conversation a little bit to health, because when we talk about future planning, we are faced with our mortality. And do you find that a lot of people, that it's all lumped up in the same thing, really? People don't think about health unless something happened. People don't think about future planning unless something happened. Is that missing, do you think, from legacy planning, the health element?
It's massively so. So I'm fit at the moment, or I think I am. You're fit, you think you are. How long do we think we're going to live for? We don't know. The health is absolutely key to all this, because without our health, we've got nothing. We've got no enjoyment, we've got no family, and we've taken the stairs to heaven. So we need to plan, not just for retirement, not just for succession planning, but we need to plan and sort out our health. And it's absolutely key. I'll give you a couple of cases recently. Had a client in the UAE, was going in for a knee operation.
Right.
He had to have various tests before he had the knee operation. And unfortunately, at the same time, they then diagnosed there was an issue with his heart, had to have a triple heart bypass.
Right.
So now, all of a sudden, we're looking at doing some succession planning for his 2 children.
Quickly.
The tables, well, that's it. We couldn't do it. Because he's had a triple heart bypass.
Oh, can you explain that to me a little bit?
Yes, certainly. So he's gone in to have the operation.
Right.
For his knee. They've done various tests beforehand and they've realised there's actually a problem with his heart.
Right.
So they couldn't carry out the knee operation until the heart
is fixed.
Exactly.
Naturally.
So he then had a triple heart bypass.
Right.
We were looking to structure a life policy to generate more wealth for the next generation.
Okay.
And unfortunately, because of the medical situation, it just we couldn't get cover for him.
Of course.
So it comes back down to the earlier the clients prepare, the sooner they look after their health, the more chances it's going to be affordable. They've got more options and they can put a structure in place.
Right.
There was another client, we were looking to do 50 million worth of shareholder protection for them. 2 brothers here got a very successful business in the UAE. One of them he's 49 years of age, had already had a stent put in. And they were, do they need 50? Do they need 40? So we got the terms and we managed to get him rated and underwritten, actually. So we were delighted about that, even though one of the insurers previously had declined him.
Right.
At the time we were doing that, this is last year, he had another heart attack.
Right.
He got taken to, I think it's Safri Hospital here, was in there for over a week and had another stent put in.
Right.
Uninsurable.
Yes, and it's astounding, and what's almost drives me crazy sometimes is that this is preventable.
Absolutely.
It's 100. Well, I can't say 100%, but it's very, very highly preventable. A lot of cancers are preventable.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I'm just fascinated by the stats around this. Do you know that sometimes it takes 10 years for a colon cancer to develop? 10 years, because it almost always grows out of polyps found in the colon. And if you do a colonoscopy or even a virtual colonoscopy, which is way better, no sedation, less downtime, less risk of perforation, it can identify those polyps and you get them removed. It's a minor procedure.
Wow.
And then you stopped cancer. Because a lot of people say, well, cancer is not curable. Yeah, but a lot of it's stoppable
Preventable.
and preventable. Even if detected at, stage 0 or stage 1 or whatever.
Okay.
The amount of time that it takes to treat something like this can make a huge difference. And as you said, because we tend to get those ailments when we're older,
Correct.
our body is less likely to be able to resist them and completely recover from them.
Absolutely.
So the earlier you detect them, the better the prognosis.
Very much so.
What's equally important for us as well is how you detect them, right? Because similar to your world, how you structure a deal, for us is how we structure the health assessment.
Right.
Using the right modality for the relevant disease you're trying to detect is the key. If you see a lung cancer on an X-ray, the chance of survival is about 5%, because the X-ray doesn't detect it until it gets larger than 5 millimeter. If you see it on a CT, the chance of survival is 95%.
So how would you detect it then?
So you have to use CT.
Okay. Wow.
When you're testing the lungs. If you're testing the heart, you have to use a CT coronary angiogram.
Okay.
Everyone you spoke about who had, a heart attack, had to
Correct.
put a stent in.
Yeah.
This does not happen overnight.
No.
This happened over year after year after year. A bit, to our medical director always says, it's akin to the furring up of the kettle. It's exactly that. It's calcium buildup. So calcium tends to build up slowly in the heart artery year after year after year. And the longer it goes undetected, because there are no symptoms, the more we think we're fine.
Wow.
But a CT coronary angiogram would tell you how much of it you have and what type you have. Because one of the main causes of sudden death, weekend warriors playing paddle, which is seems to be the national sports here, and having a heart attack, is something called soft plaque that has the tendency to rupture. It's a higher risk, easily detectable.
It's interesting because so many people that I meet, and probably you've met as well,
Yes.
and especially over here, you go for your visas. You go for your visas, you have your blood test.
Yes.
Oh, I've had my blood test, I'm fit, I'm fine.
Yes. And in our books, this is one of the biggest risk ever, because it's not just you cannot detect things earlier on, but it gives a false sense of security.
Okay.
People tend to dismiss symptoms because they think, I just had my blood test, so I'm sure that pain is nothing. But we're always like, get it checked.
Absolutely.
Get it checked, get it dealt with. And health is a very interesting conversation, because it immediately reminds you of your mortality. I mean, would you believe it? I just did my will for the first time ever in my life 3 weeks ago.
Brilliant. At least you've done it.
Yes, I've done it. But it just stirs up all sort of conversations.
Correct.
Awkward conversations.
Absolutely.
You start to take stock of what you have and what you
Correct.
own. You start thinking about people around you.
Correct.
You're going to leave what to who. And it's uncomfortable. And people try to avoid it.
Correct.
Very similar to the health assessment. But we're here to say, don't. There's nothing scary about it. It's security for you, security for your family, security for everyone around you, and it's for your own protection.
That's it entirely. Absolutely. It's just planning and putting a bit of protection in place for not only you, because obviously you've taken the stairs, but it's for the others around you.
True. It comes also to the longevity, because even if, God forbid something happens to someone, if that's a massive health episode, you are then stopped in your track.
Absolutely.
From growing your business.
Correct.
From taking decisions when you have time.
Absolutely.
Rather than being forced to take decisions.
Correct.
So we're trying to make this all about practicality.
Yep.
Where do you think this conversation about preventative health fits within your industry? At what time? At what stage?
Realistically, it should be done on an annual basis, but it should be done sooner rather than later. From a planning point of view, you've got more choice, more flexibility, and generally the costs are much, much less when a client starts early.
Yes.
As a rule of thumb, I probably think that most clients, it kind of dawns on them, especially in the UAE, it's all about acquiring wealth here.
Yes.
Rather than there might be a curveball that suddenly hits you. How are you going to deal with that? How's the family going to deal with that? And a lot of people haven't planned for that. They've not done the health. They've
True.
not done any succession planning, because they're all about, oh, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. We've got a 10, 20 year, 30-year plan. But unfortunately, there's curveballs that come out all the time.
Yes, and as a Muslim myself, I do believe that we're gonna when we born and when we die, it's written, it's predetermined. So I do share that belief with a lot of people who come from this region. But do you know what I can control? How well I live this finite timeline.
Absolutely.
We see it with a lot of our clients who just their life completely transforms. When they come, something small is found, they get it treated, and they're like, it's the sense of security that you truly have.
Yeah.
B, it's the newfound passion for the rest of your life.
Brilliant.
Knowing that you're safe and secure, at least for the coming 3 years. So I'm sure you have a lot of successful clients that you work with. What do all of those clients have in common?
The successful ones, I would talk about successful wealth-wise or family-wise.
I would say both equally important.
Okay. The ones that are successful wealth-wise and family-wise, they know about this, and they tend to, with affluent clients especially, they've come, a lot of them have come from a humble background. So they've started off from very little in life. They've worked their way up. And it's all about, when they get to this stage, it's all about preparing. Preparing is absolutely key in this, because I've forgotten how the saying goes, but if you're prepared to fail, you're generally going to fail.
Yes.
And it's looking after. They know what they've been through, and they would like to protect the next generation and the generation after that, so they don't have to go through the same difficulties and the hurdles, as that family. So for a lot of them, and as a rule of thumb, 3 generations, the money gets spent.
Yes, you told me about this. I found it fascinating. Can you explain a little bit?
Yeah, generally. So the first generation, it's all about accumulating the wealth.
Right.
They work hard. They've probably come from a very humble background, or generally quite a poor background. They've worked there very hard, and they've taken risks. Now, when they get to that stage, it's all about protecting what they've got. They don't want to lose what they've earned. But equally, it's all about planning for the next generation and being able to support that. Now, if you're one of those clients and you've generated some wealth, you might want to turn left on an aeroplane. Well, the children generally, they think it's normal turning left on an aeroplane. They think it's lovely having 3 or 4 cars sitting out the side of the front on the driveway. They think it's very nice to have the nice house. It is nice, but it's not the norm.
Yes.
So as a rule of thumb, that generation, the first generation will acquire the money. The second generation, if they're lucky, will maintain it. And that's the whole point of putting a structure and putting a plan in place.
Right.
And then the third generation have got no idea. I say no idea. Generally, they've got no appreciation of how hard it is to actually work and acquire that wealth.
They're completely detached from it.
Correct.
Right.
And they will generally, if they haven't got the right people around them, they will generally, the money will erase. So as a rule of thumb, it's as much as 80% of generational wealth will go within 3 generations.
I found that to be fascinating. But hopefully with your help, it won't.
Well, with most people's help, it won't. Exactly. Yeah.
Fantastic. Sean, is there anything else you would like to tell us about what you do? How can people find you? What's the quickest way to find you?
We've got a LinkedIn page. I'm quite fortunate. I've been out in the region now for 12 years. There's mobile numbers, there's email addresses, which will obviously be available through the podcast here.
Yes.
If they've already got somebody, it's worthwhile just having further conversations with their advisors. If not, if they want a second opinion, or if they'd like to reach out to us, we're at www.kingsmanassociate.com. Happy to have a conversation. We don't rush into things. We take things. It's a journey. It's all about planning. So very welcome as and when they want to reach out.
Fantastic. Sean, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Hopefully with your advice and our preventative health,
Very much so.
people will be able to protect their health and their wealth. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.